What's going on, everybody? Tommy Har with the real side of real estate. And as you know, houses like this one right behind me made me a millionaire by the time I was 27 years old. I was a home inspector before I began my real estate investing journey. And in this channel, you're gonna learn everything about houses, investing, wholesaling, flipping, and rental properties. In this house right behind me, we bought about a month, actually 2 months ago from my brother. He wholesaled it to us. We bought it for $130,000 cash. We're gonna put about 60 grand into the rehab, and it's gonna be worth right around high twos to about $300,000 when it's fixed up. So in this video, I'm gonna show you guys the foundation issues that we're running into, some of the repairs that we need to go through, and some of the numbers that we're gonna get to that $60,000 worth of rehab to get it to be worth high twos, low threes. Let's get to it. As we walk into the house, like I said, we bought this one 2 months ago. We actually had to do an eviction. The person that was living here was not paying rent. That's why the seller sold to my brother, because that was the problem they were running into. Remember, when you're a real estate investor, you are always solving problems. And the problem that we solved was this person was not getting any income from this house and they wanted out of it. So like I said, it's a 2-bed, 1-bath. This is in Bexley, Ohio, which, if you guys also know my story, the first house that I flipped and lost 100 grand with my uncle is about half a mile down the road. Bexley, this is also where I want to probably raise my family here in the future, buy an old house. These houses are old, they're beautiful, but we're in North Bexley. These houses are a little less nice. Once you start to go more south and central, these houses go insane. In the end of this video, stay tuned, we'll drive through the area and I'll show you some of these cribs because they're insane. House is in actually pretty good shape. We got vinyl windows, vinyl siding. We'll update this old air conditioner, but the outside is in pretty great shape. We're gonna need to put a new roof on it. This house is, I believe, 860 square feet. So we'll put a new roof on it, and we've got 2 exits on this house. Number one, we can flip it and we can make about 50 grand, or we can keep this as a rental. Bexley Schools is one of the best local school districts in all of Central Ohio. So this would be an amazing rental property. And I actually just texted my buddy who owns the property across the street and asked him how much rent he's getting for it. And he just asked me what I picked it up for. He won't tell me the rent right now. So we'll see. I'm gonna try and figure out how to get into this house. Is it on the fence? Okay. Okay, cool. So we'll get in through the fence. It's got a 2-car garage back here. You can see some of the step cracking. We're gonna clean that up, but our demo guys were already here. They should have already demoed, and we're getting started in the basement. So let me go grab this key and let's go talk through some of these things that, especially if you're investing in areas or buying houses with basements, these are things that you need to look out for. It's really important. He's gonna be pissed when I told him I bought it for $130. I bought it for $130. Jake, my brother, had it in contract for 100 or 95. Yeah, my brother made, I think, 35 grand on the wholesale. I mean, you do not get houses in this area for this cheap. So we've been flipping a lot of houses lately, but I gotta keep this one as a rental. Got to. So if we keep it as a 2-1, I think it'll appraise for 250. And we'll put 50 grand into the rehab, so 250 times 0.75. My loan would be 187.5 on that. And I bought it for 130. That gets us down to 57. So this could be a perfect burr if we do this right. And it also could appraise for more. Let me see what he says. He said, damn, that's wild. That's an absolute steal. It's small, but that's a damn good price. And it's like, that's what we do, baby. Now what are you getting in rent? All right, this house has got a great must smell to it. So right away, you got your little kitchen. This is here, so you can see I had not opened these walls up before. You got some good termite damage in these walls. So we'll come show you this right now. So termites will look like this. They colonize in what's called mud tubes, and they strafe through the wood like that, and they'll chew it up. So we'll have to sister that stuff up, rip it out. It's way worse over here. And that's the outside of the house. So we'll have to resecure, resheath, because this stuff over here has not been touched. There's some mud tubes right there, so a little bit of termites there. But, I mean, it got absolutely destroyed where this plumbing vent goes. Look at that. All the way chewed through. This sill up at the top is chewed through. So that's the stuff like, and I talk about this all the time if you guys watch my videos. Always, always, always have a contingency budget. Your deals cannot be too tight. Your rehabs can't have any overage, because if I didn't have any contingency budget or room on this deal, that right there can blow your deal. Really important. So you got hardwood floors. We'll probably end up refinishing these. Now I'm thinking like, okay, what else is in these walls? But you got a little bit of mold. But once again, vinyl windows, trim is in good shape. The walls just need mudded up. We'll finish this out. We'll open up that wall to the kitchen. So open that up so we can have a galley style kitchen that you can see and it doesn't feel so crammed. And, oh wow, beautiful. We got our bathroom all gutted out. Yeah, wow. That's the worst termite damage ever. This is destroyed, yeah. So yeah, I mean, this is an exterior wall. You see all that water damage, termite damage. That is, wow. Yeah, we got some work to do here. So we'll have to tear that out, re-put in a bottom plate, pretty much reframe this entire wall. So let me climb through my bathroom here into my bedroom. And so, I mean, exterior wall, it's nuts. I mean, that's really bad. So the framing sits on this bottom plate. Bottom plate here is rotted out. So it's really sitting on nothing, and clearly nothing because this framing has been completely chewed.
It's just siding behind that.
Yeah, that's just siding. So we'll have to do what we got to do here, rip off stuff, maybe go from the outside, rip off the siding, rip off the framing, then put it back together. That's really the right fix for something like that. But yeah, real side of real estate, shit happens. Back in the day, I'd freak out about this and not know what to do. But one, you can't change it. One, I already own the house, you couldn't see it before. It is what it is. And if you're in a tight situation, the best thing to do is just power through it, finish the house, and get it sold. Because freaking out, number one, it's not going to help anything. It's not, if you freak your team out, your contractors, you got to, as the owner, as the boss, you got to keep a level head. You got to be the person that they can always look to for the answers. And here, we just got to reframe it. We got to spend a little more money. So that's the thing about real estate is you buy these houses, the only person on the hook for it is you. You're the one that has to shovel out the cash. And you can't run. The people that I know that have ran, you get ran out of town and your name gets tarnished. So I'd rather lose money on a house, pay my guys, give a good house to somebody and lose money than put my hands up and run away. All right, so I really came over here today to check out our basement because this was all framed out and finished. I wanted to get this, I want to know how many beams I got to put on these walls. So you'll see over here, and you can notice all the water damage, all the mold, all that stuff. It's not great, but there's beams on this wall, which is good. These are all installed properly, blocked back. This wall is good. My guys are going to start doing a French drain, which is a waterproofing system on this wall. So this wall is bowed, I mean, an inch on the bottom, an inch on the top, kind of bellied out like that. This wall is going to need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. That's have carbon fiber strips on them, but I'm going to redo those. What was that, 14? 15, 16 or 17 beams on these walls. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna fix this basement. So you see how moist and how wet these walls have gotten. So we're gonna rip out all the framing. We're gonna pull off all the beams that are over here. So here you see these beams. These are installed properly. These are holding the wall back. These walls are pretty bad actually. So you got them blocked back, which is proper, but they're gonna pull these beams off out of the concrete. But what they did when they reinforced these walls was they didn't really fix the problem, which was the water. So we've got to cut a drain around the perimeter, and we already got a quote yesterday from my guy. He's gonna do it for $6,800. So he's gonna take these beams off, he's gonna cut the French drain out, drop it in, put the beams back in, and I'm gonna get them to install 16 more beams? 16 or 17 more beams in this basement. So I'm gonna do it right, I'm gonna do it well. And then once that happens, I'm gonna look at my budget and say, okay, do we wanna reframe this basement out to another bedroom, a living space, and maybe a bathroom? Because then I can turn it into a 3-bed, 2-bath, raise the value, probably another 50 grand, but it's gonna cost me probably 25 grand to do that. So 2x my ROI might be worth it, but I'm gonna look at it once the wall is nearly complete. So I'm actually gonna text him right now. And his name is Carlos. We need at least 15 to 17 more beams on the walls that are framed out. And yeah, they're bad. And what I'm gonna do always when I'm talking to contractors is I send videos. So they know exactly what I'm talking about. Hey guys, the beams on this wall I think are okay. The spans could be a little bit tighter, but I think it's okay. A lot of termite damage too, so you got a lot of tubes there. But nonetheless, these can get, when we do the drain, put them back where they're at. And then this wall all needs to get, you guys are demoing it out, which is good, but we need a beam here. So let's call it every 4 feet on this wall. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 on this wall all the way across. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 on this wall here, and then another 1, 2, 3 here. So 8, 6. What did I say? 4. 8, 6, 4 is 16. 16 beams, and then the drain. Cool. So that right there, they know exactly what I want now. There's no loss in translation. So they know exactly what they need to do. So what they're gonna do is they're gonna rip my finish off, my framing. And if I wanted to finish this basement, which is what we were kind of talking about, it's kind of already framed out, but we would redo it. If we wanted to put a bathroom, we'd put it right here. Why is that? Because our plumbing stack is right here. So we got a cast iron stack, we got galvanized drains. This is all gotta go anyway. And one more thing that I'm gonna show you guys here, the plumbing. So your main water line is here coming in from the street. This gray water line, this house was built in the 40s or maybe 50s. This gray water line is called galvanized. This galvanized water line needs to go. We need to completely replace this stuff because it constricts from the outside in, or the inside out rather. So if your water pressure is low and you have a house that old, replace what's called galvanized. And then over here, we're gonna replace the stack. Yeah, this wall is.
You look behind the 2x4, you can see how much it's moved.
Yeah, it's mostly moved at the bottom. Yeah, it's moved pretty good because it's flush right here.
Yeah.
So what they'll do is they'll run the beam flush at the base, run it up so it'll have that gap at the top. But moldy is all get out, man. I mean, this basement's wet.
A lot of termite damage.
Decent amount of termite damage. I mean, I'm probably gonna look around the exterior. So if you wanna look for termites, you wanna look at the exterior sill plate. So the sill plate, your foundation is here. Your sill plate sits on top of that and bolts your framing up into it. You wanna look, that's where termites will start colonizing at. So right here, you got a termite tube. So termite tube, boom. They just wash off like that with your finger. But what I want to look for mostly, so luckily the main beam running in this basement is steel. It's just cased in these 1-bys, which is really good because I don't have to worry about the main beam having termites. Not terrible. A little bit of termites in this. This was going to be your fireplace above. So a little termite in that sill. They just find their way into everything, man. Especially termites love wet areas. So damp basements, old basements, you're gonna get a lot of termites if you don't take care of it. So I mean, this is a perfect tube. So if you see anything like this in a basement, this is a termite tube. Okay, so I guess we can talk about some of the other stuff here. Our furnace here, Rob can go show you it. Actually, let me just park my ass back up in here. We can't. So it's got sheet metal screws. So it's an old Lennox. Furnaces last 20 years. we're gonna replace this because we need an AC as well. It's got an A-coil, it's got an old AC out there like I showed you in the beginning. We're just gonna replace it all. So right there, I'm about $4,800 for a new furnace and air conditioner system. Like I said, the basement beams are gonna be, and I'm gonna kind of do some math here for you. $6,800 to put the beams back. We're about $400 a beam. So 400 times 16. So we're another 6,400 plus 6,800. So basement work, we got 13,200 plus 4,800 for HVAC, 18,000. This house is about 800 something square foot. And we got a garage roof we got to put on. So it's probably going to be 14 squares. So we're about 250 a square. So 18,250 times 15, another 3,750, 18,000. We got to replace some of our framing upstairs. So let's say in general framing, call it another $3,000. Our guy framers are fucking amazing, by the way. Water heater is,
Rusted terrible at the bottom
is it?
on this side.
Yeah, it's definitely got some good rust. Just because it's so damn wet down here. And it's on blocks, which is crazy. Yeah, new water heater, 1,200. So we're at 25 grand so far. Man, we got to paint, we got to kills these joists. We got to get this mold out of here. They're luckily not rotted yet, but kills it. I mean, that's all above the kitchen. That's all rotted. And then kills it, kills all the walls, scrape it down because you're going to have stuff like this. So that efflorescence is wet. Over time, it just chips the block. So this is all just salty deposits on your foundation. So we're gonna scrape this all down, paint it, and I'm thinking we're probably not gonna finish this basement, but at the end of the day, we might. So we'll figure that out after we get everything kind of figured out. But I would leave this area unfinished here, and then I would finish out everything else. So I'd have a bedroom there, living space here, and really another bedroom right here if we wanted, or just leave this open because you really can't count them as a bedroom anyway. It's just space. And if we put a bathroom, we'd stick it in right in the middle. So hallway here, and then living space, and then make that another room or something. I don't know. Just kind of going off the rip right here. But we need a new plumbing stack. We need new plumbing here. So let's call that another 3,000. We got water lines too. So another 1,500. Small house. Yeah,
Ductwork's good.
yeah. So we're at 30 grand right now. We didn't even talk about the electrical panel. The electrical panel, Murray, it's not bad, but you got some old, some new. We'll replace to the kitchen, we'll replace to the bathroom, an exterior, anything around water needs to be grounded, ground faulted. Test and reset buttons on your outlets. That way you pass your home inspection. And then we'll paint the floors nice and gray. Unless we decide to finish it, we'll do a carpet or LVP down here. Probably LVP if we want to keep it as a rental. But a lot of moving pieces in that basement. Okay, we already talked about the kitchen. So we're probably going to keep our sink here. But we can really do whatever we want because we have access to the basement. We're going to replace this plumbing anyway. So we're gonna open this up. We can even bring the kitchen out a little bit if we wanted because you really got a lot of living space going this way. But regardless, this wall is gonna come out from here to here, open it up. We'll probably take it all the way to the end or right before this vent and then take this out, maybe do some stuff here with some built-ins, I don't know. Something creative that can give us a little more value. Refinish the hardwood floors. So I'm already talking about money, so might as well keep going. This kitchen will probably be all in 9,000. It's really small. That's with appliances, counters, cabinets, backsplash, all that jazz. Plus 800 square foot. Let's say we're 800 times 4. What's 4 times 8? $3,600 for flooring. Bathroom, we got to pretty much gut it. Let's call that 5 grand. So we're at 40, we're about 50 grand right now without finishing this basement. We got light fixtures, let's call that another 1,000, and outlets and switches. Yeah. Yeah, doors are decent. I mean, realistically, you don't need, I guess you do. You could open this up a little bit more, but there's really no need. These doors are pretty shitty, but we can keep them. You gotta know when to keep and when to leave stuff, or not leave stuff, throw it out. Bedroom's really cool, actually. It's got this weird little jut out, but you got drywall patches, you got ceiling patches. So we got probably another $2,000 of drywall, plus handles, door hinge. So let's say another $1,000 of hardware. So I'm gonna guess, and we can return back to this video at a finish. We'll do a finish one of this, and we'll review what I think versus what we actually did. I think we'll end up spending $55,000 on this house. So purchase 130 plus 55, 185. Once again, if I'm all in, if it's worth 250, then so then I got two exits. If I sell it for 250 times 0.94, and if you guys don't know this calculation I'm doing, I have another video. I'll link it in the show notes. 235 minus 185 minus, I'm gonna pay probably 10,000 in holding costs to a lender. 40 grand flip. Pretty sweet. Once again, I raised private money for this deal. Private money, private money, private money. Learn how to raise capital. I don't have any money in this deal. That's.
Keep it as a rental. Will it cash flow positively?
If I keep it as a rental, will it cash flow positively? So let's see. I think this would rent for about $2,200 a month or close to it. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go to my PITI calculator. So I type that in, PITI calculator. Bank rate is my first one. So once again, I'm gonna go 250 times 0.75. My loan will be 187.5. 187,500. Zero down payment because my down payment was baked in. We're getting a 7.25 right now. Interest rate. Let's see. My taxes. Let me pull up my taxes. Franklin County Auditor. What's the address here? Let me find it real quick. Something Columbus. Columbus Ave. Columbus Street. God bless. Okay. Flip. My flip folder. It is 2759. Columbus. Search. All right. So my taxes per year are 3,700. 3,700 divided by 12 is 310 a month. Go back to my tab. 310 a month. Homeowners insurance, 75 a month. So my payment would be, in that scenario, let me update, 1664.08. Principal, interest, taxes, insurance, and I think I can get $2,200 of rent. Not bad. I'm gonna ask. He said he gets $2,250 a month across the street. Pretty good guess on my end. He said should be able to get $2K easy when finished. Look at that. I know what I'm doing. This is crazy. But yeah, I mean, that right there is walking through a house, estimating, and obviously if you're watching this video, one, like and subscribe if you want more information like this. This takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of, I mean, I've walked thousands of houses. I was a home inspector before this, as you know, and this does not come overnight, everybody. So like, don't feel bad if I'm walking through and you don't understand some of the things I'm saying. Like, it took me someone saying refinance 50 times for me to understand what a refinance was. I was like, what does that even mean, right? So, and then finally, it's one of those things that you get told one way and it finally switches and you're like, oh man, that's what that means. So in the comments, ask questions, make sure that you guys are indulging in this information. And then if you want that one-on-one stuff, you have questions for me daily, join my community, join my mentorship, because these are the things we talk about. These are the problems that we solve with people. And we help you look at a house that has this stuff, you don't freak out, and you can turn this into a $40,000 payday. It's pretty cool. But that's the real side of real estate. If you guys want more like this, make sure you like, you subscribe, and we got more game like this weekly. Let's get it. My first flip right here. Got across $100,000 on. Talk about that in the video. There she is in all her glory.
He's already in the nicest.
That crib is insane.
That's a nice crib.
That's like pretty much exactly what I want. Like these old white houses. We're gonna go down a street that has, we're gonna go to 2 different streets. South of the
A lot of historic 100 years.
That house is so
Can't even do it justice. Oh, there's one right here. Corner.
But the next street over, Drexel has just absolute castles. Check out this house. Look at that. Insane. That's straight motivation.
It's like a school.
It's almost, I mean,
Look at that one.
look at that house. That's like 20,000 square foot.